Adolf Hitler is one of the most destructive figures in modern history. His life and actions demonstrate how personal failure, social crisis, and extremist ideology can combine to cause enormous suffering. Studying his story is important not to admire it, but to understand how such tragedies become possible and how they can be prevented. Adolf Hitler was born on April 20, 1889, in the small town of Braunau am Inn, then part of the Austro-Hungarian Empire. His father was a strict customs official, while his mother was caring and deeply loved by Adolf. Their relationship had a strong emotional influence on him. At school, Hitler showed mixed academic results. He enjoyed subjects like history and art, but struggled with discipline and authority. From a young age, he dreamed of becoming an artist. After his mother's death, he moved to Vienna and applied twice to the Academy of Fine Arts, but was rejected both times. These failures deeply affected him. In Vienna, Hitler lived in poverty and isolation. During this time, he was exposed to radical political ideas, including extreme nationalism and hatred toward minorities. While these ideas existed in society at the time, Hitler absorbed them intensely and began to build a rigid and intolerant worldview. In 1914, World War I began, and Hitler volunteered for the German army. The war gave him a sense of purpose and belonging that he had lacked before. He served as a messenger, was wounded, and received medals for bravery. Germany's defeat in 1918 devastated him. Hitler believed the country had been betrayed rather than defeated militarily. This belief became central to his thinking and fueled his anger toward democratic institutions and political opponents. After the war, Germany faced enormous problems: economic collapse, unemployment, political instability, and national humiliation. In 1919, Hitler joined a small political group that later became the National Socialist German Workers' Party, Nazi Party. Hitler quickly proved to be a powerful speaker. His speeches appealed to fear, frustration, and resentment. He promised national revival and blamed Germany's problems on specific groups and enemies. These simple explanations attracted many people who were desperate for answers. In 1923, Hitler attempted to seize power by force, but the attempt failed, and he was imprisoned. While in prison, he wrote Mein Kampf, a book outlining his beliefs, including racism, extreme nationalism, and territorial expansion. These ideas later became the foundation of Nazi policy. After his release, Hitler decided to gain power legally. The global economic crisis of 1929 created massive unemployment and suffering in Germany, weakening faith in democracy. The Nazi Party gained support by promising order, strength, and recovery. In 1933, Hitler was appointed Chancellor of Germany. Soon after, he eliminated political opposition, restricted freedom of speech, and dismantled democratic institutions. Germany became a totalitarian state where loyalty to the leader was demanded and dissent was punished. Hitler's goal was to expand Germany's territory and power. In 1939, the invasion of Poland marked the beginning of World War II. The conflict spread across Europe and beyond. Becoming the deadliest war in history, the Nazi regime carried out systematic persecution and mass murder based on ideology and hatred. Millions of people lost their lives as a result of policies that denied basic human dignity. This remains one of the darkest chapters in human history. Although Germany achieved early military successes, the war eventually turned against it. Fighting on multiple fronts, economic exhaustion, and resistance from other nations led to defeat. By 1945, Allied forces were advancing into Germany. Cities lay in ruins, and the Nazi regime was collapsing. Hitler refused to accept responsibility for the destruction. Shortly before the war ended, he died without facing justice for his crimes. The story of Adolf Hitler is a warning. It shows the dangers of manipulating fear and anger, concentrating power in one individual, promoting hatred against others, rejecting democracy and human rights. Learning this history is essential not to dwell on the past, but to protect the future. Understanding how such a regime emerged helps societies recognize warning signs and defend values like tolerance, responsibility, and respect for human life.